Hey everyone, Justin Conroy, Financial Dad here, and today I'm going to show you how to open a brokerage account with Vanguard. Let's go ahead and get to it. First thing you're going to want to do is open up a web browser with a search engine and type in Vanguard. It'll be one of the first results that pops up, or you can go to investor.vanguard.com. Once you're on their homepage, look at the bottom right hand corner and click on Personal Investors. You may get this silly pop-up at the top. If you want, go ahead and read it, but I'm going to ignore it for this video. Next thing you do at the top of the screen, you'll see the Open Account button. You want to go ahead and click that, and it'll take you to the next page. On this page, we need to tell them whether or not we're opening a brand new account or if we're moving an existing asset like a 401k or even money from another brokerage account into Vanguard. For this video, I'm going to be making a brand new account, so I'm going to click the button on the left. The first question you're going to get is how you're actually going to fund the account. Since we're making a brokerage account, I'm going to assume that most people are going to do what I'm going to do, which is the electronic transfer from their checking account. So I'm going to go ahead and click that button and move on to the next page. Next, you'll be asked the question of whether or not you're an existing Vanguard customer or a brand new customer. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to be creating a brand new account so that we can show you what that looks like. The next page you'll see is really just some basic information about what you'll need in order to open the account. You are going to need information about your employer as well as some of your bank account info such as routing numbers and account numbers. So be sure to have that at the ready. Let's go ahead and move forward. On this page, we need to tell them what type of account we need to open. Since this video is about making a brokerage account, I'm going to choose general investing. Then there's a follow-up question so that they can figure out whether or not this is an individual account, a joint account, or a trust. Any of these is really fine. I'm going to be going with an individual account, but if you have something different, the process should be relatively the same. On this page, we need to give them our general information such as our name, our email address, social security number, and I'll go ahead and fill this out so that we can move on. There we go. Next page is all about your address and phone number. Let's go ahead and fill that out so we can move on. This page is all about setting up your online account information, your username, and your password so that you can log into your account later. It's also about consenting to the electronic agreements below. Be sure and read all the fine print before you move on. It's always really important to do this. Next, we have our security questions so that we can be sure to get into the account if we ever forget our password. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that out so we can move on. This next page is all about your bank account information so that they can pull money from your account so that you can actually start investing. They're going to need a routing number, an account number, and your name, and an optional field down at the bottom is a nickname for the account. This is just a name for you to better understand what account you're actually talking about, so give it something descriptive that you'll understand later. Next question is how you'll be funding the account. This is a bit redundant since we just typed in a bunch of information about our bank account, but we're just confirming for them which account we want to use to pull money from. Next question, of course, is how much money we actually want to pull from that bank account so that we can start investing. Go ahead and type in your desired value and click continue. Just be ready for them to pull that money from the account. The next section here gets into your employment status. In my case, I'm employed, so I'm going to go ahead and select that option. Then, of course, I'm going to have to tell them information about my employer, so I'm going to go ahead and fill that out. Next section down below is some really important questions, so be sure to pay attention to them. These are really important questions. Be sure to answer them honestly. There's a lot of legal implications if you don't. In my case, the answer is none of the above. I'm not any of these things, so I'm going to go ahead and click that and move on. Next, there's some regulatory questions they have to ask. So they're going to ask you about your annual income and your net worth. So go ahead and fill those out and let's move on. Again, more regulatory questions. They want to know where your money is coming from that you're going to be investing. In my case, it's just going to be my salary. Be sure to check all the boxes that apply for you. Next, they want to know what your objectives are in investing. We have capital preservation, income, growth, or speculation. In my case, I'm all about income and growth, but your choices might be different. Just be sure to answer honestly. Finally, we have the review page. Be sure and check everything to make sure everything matches and everything is what you typed in, because this is it and we want to make sure it's all correct before we confirm and move on. On this page, we have all the agreements. There's a lot of stuff here. It may actually take you a lot of time to go through all of them and read each individual line of each individual document. I highly recommend you do so just to be safe and just to be sure that you do agree with everything. But if you do, go ahead and click on the button down at the bottom, agree to everything that you truly agree to, and then move on. And that's it. Congratulations. You've opened your brokerage account with Vanguard. We've got to wait a few days before the money will transfer and we can actually do anything with it. But that's basically it. I'll do a video soon on how to actually use this account, but until then, like and subscribe down below. Hope this was helpful. Have a good day, everybody.